This beauty is 100 years old in 2023. We're here to find out how Citizen have helped not only refurbish this, but taken historic threads to the next level.
It enabled us to make parts quicker and easier. More complex parts are a dream now. You wouldn't have imagined making like that part when I first started in engineering. But with Citizen, they proved themselves.
We visited DWS Engineering about 4 years ago when they made their first purchase of a second-hand Citizen machine. Things have changed massively since then, but Dave, going back to the first purchase, why did you buy that machine and what was it?
It was a Citizen L32, a 2001 machine. It's helped us progress the business to making nuts and bolts a lot faster and more efficient than what we would have done on our machines prior to having that.
Okay, so you bought it 4 years ago, the 2001 machine. Have Citizen given you the support service? Because, you know, it's got to have a few niggles.
Oh yes, yeah. The older ones are a bit finicky, but yeah, they get by and it's still working quite well now.
Well, you say it's still working quite well because it's changed the dynamic of your whole business, really, hasn't it? Because it's more about, as it says in the T-shirt, historic threads.
Yeah. So we're doing a lot of nuts and bolts for the classic car industry, restoration industry. It's a huge business to get into, nuts and bolts.
Steam engines?
And steam engines, yes.
Absolutely. So you got the L32, but then you thought, right, we need another machine. What did you get then?
So then we bought an M32 last year. That machine has helped with the workload, and it's just as fast as our older L32, but it's enabled us to do more complex parts as what we were doing.
Okay, and that was another 2001 machine, though?
Yes, it was, yes.
And, you know, 4 years ago you had your first slider. How was it in terms of programming and application? The guys there have helped you out?
Yeah, they helped us out. They gave us a few basic programs to go from, and anything that's really complex, they just send us the whole program to get it, plug it in and play. Okay,
and then next step was this beauty here. So this is your L32 Type 8 LFV. Why have you bought it?
To help with the workload again, because we're so busy, and I fancied something with more modern technology in, especially with the LFV and the option to go to 38mm as well. So that's helping with our products as well.
Okay, so when it's obviously 32mm bar, you've got an expansion kit and going non-guide bush or mix and match?
Yeah, so we got 38 expansion kit, non-guide bush mode.
Okay, and how's the LFV helped? And people who don't know, low frequency vibration.
Yes, yeah, so the chipping software is great. It's some of the problems we were having on the other machines. We put the job on here, you don't get anywhere near the issues you get with bird's nests and swarf problems.
So just set it, let it run, thousands off, 2000s off?
Yeah, when we get those numbers, yeah.
Okay, but it's not about big batch numbers either, because you said, you know, what small quantities do you do sometimes?
Not for us, no. We can run a 10 of on the others, or even on this one, yeah.
But is it cost effective? Does it not take
long?
Yeah,
it seems to be. No, we can get them set pretty quickly now between us, yeah. Normally about half an hour to change a job, not too bad.
Right, so those out there thinking I need big batch runs, that's not the case at all?
No, not at all, no, not with us. We got the M normally set up on the small channel set, so we can run up to 16mm with that one. The older L's on 32 all the time, and then this one can go up to 38.
Okay, now, as we mentioned, historic threads, it's about historic nuts and bolts, sort of pre-war and Whitworth style.
Yes, that's right, yeah.
But it's not just about the nuts and bolts, which makes some complex materials, but I want to go through some of the other things you're actually manufacturing. So this one, I'm thinking here, relatively simple.
It's not too bad, that one, yeah. LFV's help. It's a new product of ours. It's a tool for putting in fencing staples. We call it staple driver. It will soon be in retailing in some of the agricultural stores nationwide. Yeah, we make it on, as one of the main reasons I bought the new L32 was for that job.
Okay, so turned, bit of milling there, and then etching?
Yeah, engraving, that's all done on the machine. That's all done on the wizard. You just type in what you want on the wizard and it gives you the code, copy and paste, set the tools and off you go.
So there you go, make it sound very easy. So using the Alcott wizard as a programming system.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's your new product. Give that a little bit of a plug. Let's just reiterate, what was it called?
Staple driver.
Staple driver. Now this component here, I'm thinking pretty straightforward.
No, that one was one of the first jobs I did on this machine, so it was a bit of a learning curve as well. There's a lot of setting involved and a lot of milling. LFV did come into it because that part came out of a 32mm bar. Yes, a lot of metal had to come off to get
a lot of material removal there.
Yeah.
So that's where LFV really came into its form.
Yeah. It was quite a big depth of cut. I think that's only about 6mm from 32. So there was the whole insert taking the cut at once.
Okay, and then here's your bread and butter, which is what you're manufacturing at the moment.
Yeah, stainless nuts, Whitworth, 3/4 Whitworth stainless nuts, yeah.
Nice and simple, but you're making sort of hundreds, thousands of these at a time.
Yeah, we do. I think there's a batch of 100 normally just for stock. It's one of our best sellers, the 3/4 Whitworth nut.
There you go. And that'll be going on your vintage cars, your vintage steam
Well,
rollers.
steam engines normally, yeah, that sort of size.
Okay, so I mean, those parts relatively short, but then one of your more, well, complex parts, could we say?
Yeah, I think that one has the record for us for the longest part done on the slider. 316 stainless, some very tight tolerances, 05 run out, 05 on diameters.
Is that on your cross drilling, you've got that tight tolerance?
Yeah, the position of the cross hole and the diameters all the way down through.
Okay, and here, this isn't a mismatch, is it? This is intentional?
No, there's a diameter there, but I think it's 0.1 difference. Yeah.
Right, so, but again, tolerances
not
across the whole length, not a problem at all.
Yeah.
And we just got it, just to confirm, it's drilled and tapped at the end there as well.
Yeah, that was a 4-minute part. That was quite impressive.
Impressive stuff. Okay, and then last but not least, and I sort of recognise this from my my 1922 Rolls Royce. Talk me through what you've actually done with this component and the complexities of it, please.
So yeah, that's another stainless part, long turned. I think that's about 3 minutes, that part. Left hand Whitworth thread on the end, a bit of milling up the other end.
That milling's going to be quite complex because you've got to get in there quite tight tolerances again.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that part was really tied up with the tolerances, and all finished in one hit. Yeah.
There you go, making it sound very, very simple.
Yeah.
And then you've got your radius in there as well, just to add
there's a lot going on that part.
Okay. So there you go, that's from my 1922 Rolls Royce. But with the help of Citizen though, just to clarify, it's not so much DWS Engineering anymore, it's more Historic Threads.
Yeah, that's correct, yeah.
And they've taken you to that next level.
Yes, it has. Yeah.
So just to summarise, how have they done that?
Enabled us to make parts quicker and easier. More complex parts are a dream now. You wouldn't have imagined making like that part when I first started in engineering. But with Citizen, they proved themselves. Yeah.
Dave, there you go. I think that sums it up really well. Thank you very much. Dave from Historic Threads, and I'm going to have this in my car if that's all right.
That's all right, yeah, carry on.